Wait, before you book another salon appointment, I need to show you something. If your hair looks like it belongs in a museum display case, you may have been making the same mistake for years and nobody in your life has been honest enough to tell you. In the next few minutes, I am going to change the way you think about your haircut, your stylist, and the way you see yourself when you catch your reflection in a window. Because today, I am revealing the 6 hairstyles that can make people wonder if you actually had work done, plus the 3 questions that instantly tell you whether your stylist is a granny cutter or a true artist. And near the end, I am going to walk you through the 3 silent mistakes that age your haircut faster than the calendar ever could. If you are new here, welcome to Timeless Melanated, the space built for women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond who are done settling for the same tired cut and ready to step into the most stylish season of their lives. Subscribe right now and turn on your notification bell. And drop a comment below telling us where you are watching from today. We love knowing our sisters are out there. Now, let us be honest about something. A lot of women walk into the salon and say the most dangerous words possible. Just give me something easy. Give me the usual. And that usually leads to the same thing, the granny cut. You know the one. Stiff, round, helmet-shaped. It does not move, it does not shine. It sits on your head like a decision you made in 1998 and never revisited. And worse, it can age your face faster than almost anything else. Faster than a wrinkle. Faster than gray roots. Faster than the wrong pair of glasses. Here is why. Your face naturally softens and rounds slightly with age. A round, stiff haircut mirrors that softness instead of cutting against it. There is nothing there to create structure, lift, or a single sharp line for the eye to land on. So the whole face reads as heavier and more tired than it actually is. And here is the part almost nobody tells you. It is rarely your hair's fault, and it is almost never an aging problem at all. It is a shape problem. The exact same head of hair cut with the right structure instead of the wrong one can look 10 years different without a single extra product or procedure. That is not an exaggeration. It is simply how light, line, and shadow work on a human face. And once you understand it, you will never look at a haircut the same way again. We spend money on skincare. We choose beautiful clothes. We stand a little taller when we find the right blazer or the right lipstick. But then we wear a haircut that says, "I stopped trying a long time ago." And nobody meant for that to happen. It just crept in one give me the usual appointment at a time. Not anymore. Your hair can change your whole face in 45 minutes. No surgery, no injections, no expensive serums. Just the right cut, the right texture, and the right technique in the hands of someone who actually understands aging hair instead of fighting it. Stay with me because we are counting down from the least dramatic to the most life-changing haircut you could ask for. And I promise, by the time we get to number 1, you will already be picturing yourself in it. Number 6, the textured crop. This is for the woman who wants something short, modern, and elegant, without looking severe or overly masculine. Think of it as a refined pixie with more softness and movement built in. The back is tapered neatly to show off the neck and jawline, while the top keeps enough texture to give height and lift right where most of us start to lose volume first. If you have noticed your hair sitting flatter at the crown than it used to, this is often the fix, because short hair with the right internal texture can create the illusion of thickness that longer hair simply cannot. And here is the good news. Natural gray and silver hair actually works beautifully with this cut. It often has more texture and grip than color-treated hair, which makes it ideal for a crop that needs a little natural wave or bend to hold its shape. If you have been secretly worried that gray hair limits your options, this is proof that it does not. In some ways, it opens doors that color-treated hair cannot. This cut also flatters a wider range of face shapes than people expect. If you have a rounder face, ask your stylist to keep more length and volume through the crown to elongate things vertically. If you have a longer or more angular face, a slightly shorter crop with soft fringe pieces around the forehead can soften those lines beautifully. You do not need heavy styling for this. Just a little cream or pomade worked between your fingertips, then raked forward and slightly to the side. No blow-dryer marathon, no round brush gymnastics, no fighting your own hair every single morning. For women who want low maintenance without sacrificing style, this is often the answer they did not know existed. Number 5. Soft waves. This one is for the woman who wants movement, softness, and a little romance without going full shag or committing to something too editorial. Soft waves work best on a cut that hits around the collarbone or slightly below. The layers should be subtle, not choppy, so the hair moves naturally without looking overdone. This is especially helpful if your hair is thinning at the crown, which is one of the most common and most rarely discussed changes that happens with age. The layers create lift and dimension without making the hair look damaged, sparse, or overprocessed. A skilled stylist can position those layers specifically around the areas where you have lost density, essentially using the cut itself as a styling tool. Style it with a large barrel curling iron or a wand. The goal is not tight, springy curls. The goal is soft, loose waves that frame the face and make the features look lifted rather than pulled down by gravity. Think of the difference between a stiff curl and a relaxed wave. One looks styled, the other looks alive. A quick tip: most stylists never mention waves should never start right at the root. Starting your curling iron about 2 inches down from the scalp keeps volume at the crown while still giving you that soft movement everywhere else. A small detail, but it is the difference between a haircut that looks salon fresh and one that looks like you tried too hard. Number 4. The modern lob. The modern lob, short for long bob, is one of the easiest ways to look polished without sacrificing length entirely. If you are not ready to go short, but you are tired of your current length doing absolutely nothing for your face, this is the bridge. It typically sits between the chin and the collarbone. What makes it modern instead of dated is the shape underneath. You want a blunt perimeter with internal weight removed underneath, not visible chunky layers scattered all over the top. That distinction matters more than almost anything else in this haircut, because the wrong version of a lob can look just as flat and lifeless as the granny cut we talked about earlier. That blunt edge helps the hair look fuller and healthier, even if your hair has thinned over the years. It also catches the light better along that clean line, which makes the hair look more hydrated, glossy, and fresh. Almost like a filter applied directly to your actual hair. One side can be tucked behind the ear to open up the face and show off a pair of earrings, while the other side sweeps forward for softness. That small asymmetry, barely noticeable at first glance, can make a huge difference in how dynamic and current the whole look feels. This cut is also incredibly versatile for styling. Straight and sleek for a polished day, tousled with a texturizing spray for the weekend, lightly waved for something in between. Very few haircuts give you that much range while still requiring only one core shape underneath. If this is hitting home, hit that like button right now. It helps Timeless Melanated reach more of our sisters who need to hear this conversation. And subscribe if you have not already. We are here every single week for women exactly like you. Number 3. The soft shag. If you want movement, texture, and ease without any stiffness at all, this is one of the best cuts on the entire list. And it is having a real moment right now for very good reason. A soft shag gives the hair vertical and diagonal lines instead of one static rounded shape. That movement keeps the eye busy as it travels across your face and helps everything look more relaxed, more lifted, and honestly more youthful. Round shapes tend to emphasize sagging and heaviness. Diagonal, broken-up shapes do the opposite. This style works especially well with curtain bangs or a soft fringe that opens in the middle and frames both sides of the face. Those bangs can soften the forehead area, draw attention directly toward the eyes and cheekbones, which is exactly where you want the focus to land. Ask your stylist for short to long layering with shorter pieces concentrated at the crown and gradually longer length moving toward the perimeter. That structure creates real, lasting lift without needing teasing, heavy spraying, or damaging heat styling every single day. One important detail: if your stylist cuts the shag in one straight even line all the way around, that is a mistake and honestly a sign to find someone new. The shape should be carved softly with a razor or point cutting technique. A shag with the wrong technique behind it just becomes a rounder, blunter version of the exact cut we are trying to avoid. Number 2, the modern pixie bob. This is the short haircut for women who still want softness and femininity without fully committing to a traditional pixie. The pixie bob, sometimes called a bixie, gives you the clean, lifted nape of a pixie combined with enough length left in front to frame and soften the face. That balance between short and long, between bold and gentle, is exactly what makes it so flattering on such a wide range of women. The key detail is asymmetry. A long, sweeping fringe angled across the forehead creates a diagonal line, and diagonal lines are always more dynamic and more slimming than perfectly round or straight ones. Natural gray hair genuinely loves this cut. Its texture gives it built-in body and personality that color-treated hair sometimes lacks. You do not need to fight your hair into submission. You just need a stylist who knows how to shape it correctly and let the natural texture do half the work for you. Styling is refreshingly simple. A little styling cream, raked forward into the side while the hair is still slightly damp, and let the cut itself do the heavy lifting. This is a wash-and-go haircut that still reads as intentional and expensive, which is a rare and beautiful combination. Number 1, the architectural bob. If I could give every single woman over 60 just one haircut for the rest of her life, it would be this one. Without hesitation, the architectural bob is sharp, clean, and expensive-looking in a way that is almost impossible to fake with any other shape. More importantly, it creates the illusion of lift around the jawline, which is one of the very first areas most of us start to notice softening with age. A blunt horizontal line at the chin, or slightly below, acts like a visual stop sign for the eye. It gives the entire face structure and makes everything above that line look firmer, more sculpted, and more intentional. Almost like a subtle, invisible lift without a single needle involved. The mistake most stylists make with this cut, and it happens constantly, is adding too many visible layers on top in an attempt to add movement. That is exactly how you end up with a round, mushroom-shaped silhouette instead of the sharp architectural line you actually want. Instead, you want a blunt perimeter with internal thinning underneath invisible from the outside that removes bulk without ever breaking that clean bottom edge. That technique keeps the bottom edge full, strong, and unbroken while quietly removing excess weight from underneath. It is a completely different approach than traditional layering, and it is the reason this cut looks so much more polished and current than the average bob walking down the street. Styling could not be simpler. A flat iron for a sleek finish or a blow-dry with a slight inward bend under the ends is genuinely enough. Blunt ends reflect light far better than feathered or layered ends, so the hair reads as healthier, glossier, and more alive even on a low-maintenance day. If that one just made you sit up a little straighter, that is exactly why I make these videos. Now, the countdown is done. But what comes next matters just as much as the 6 cuts themselves, because a great haircut in the wrong hands still turns into a bad one. Let us talk about color for a moment, because the wrong color can undo even the best haircut on this entire list. A lot of women over 60 are told to go lighter and lighter as they age on the theory that it softens everything. But hair that is too light, especially all over light with no depth or dimension underneath, can wash out the complexion and flatten the whole face instead of lifting it. What tends to work far better is keeping some depth close to the root, gradually lightening toward the mid-lengths and ends. That contrast frames the face the same way a good cut does. If you already have natural gray or silver you love, resist the urge to fight it with heavy all-over color. A few soft, low-maintenance highlights woven through can add dimension without erasing the texture and personality that makes gray hair so striking in the first place. Color and cut should be working together toward the same goal, not pulling in 2 different directions. Now here are the 3 questions that separate the granny cutters from the true artists. Save this part. You can use these at your very next appointment. Question 1. How will this cut work with my natural texture if I do not use a round brush every single day? A real stylist should be cutting for your real life, your real morning routine, and your real energy level, not for some fantasy blowout you are never actually going to do on a Tuesday morning. A vague or defensive answer tells you something important. Question 2. Can you show me where you plan to create the lift and how you will make sure it does not look round at the bottom? This tells you almost instantly whether the stylist actually understands shape, balance, and the specific mistakes we have been talking about this entire video. A confident, specific answer is a very good sign. A vague answer about just trimming it up is not. Question 3. How can we keep the ends looking blunt while still keeping the overall shape feeling airy and light instead of heavy? That one question reveals whether the stylist truly knows how to balance fullness, movement, and softness all at the same time, which is genuinely the hardest technical skill in every single cut we covered today. Now, the 3 silent mistakes that quietly age even a great haircut. Mistake 1. Thinning shears. Avoid them whenever possible. On aging hair, which is often more porous and prone to frizz, thinning shears can create fuzzy, weak-looking ends instead of soft ones. A far better choice is point cutting with straight shears, which adds texture and softness without destroying the integrity of the shape underneath. Mistake 2. Skipping heat protectant before styling. Aging hair typically has a compromised cuticle layer, which means heat damage shows up faster and looks rougher than it would on younger hair. A lightweight heat protectant spray takes 15 seconds and can be the difference between glossy ends and dry, brittle ones 6 months from now. Mistake 3. Going too long between trims. Even a low-maintenance cut like the ones we covered today needs a shape refresh every 6 to 8 weeks. Blunt lines and architectural shapes rely on precision, and precision does not last forever. Letting it grow past that window is often exactly how a great cut slowly turns back into the granny cut. One more thing worth mentioning. The products sitting in your shower matter almost as much as the cut itself. A lot of women over 60 are still using the same shampoo and conditioner they bought 15 years ago, formulated for hair that had completely different needs back then. As hair ages, it typically becomes drier and more porous. A moisture-focused shampoo, a lightweight leave-in conditioner, and a weekly deep treatment can make even a simple cut look noticeably shinier and healthier. You do not need a 12-step routine. You need 2 or 3 products that are actually formulated for the hair you have now. Your hair should not be a monument to the past. It should reflect who you are right now today, not who you were 20 years ago, and not some version of low maintenance that actually just means giving up. A great haircut changes more than your appearance. It changes how you stand in a room, how you smile in photos, how you feel in that split second when you catch your own reflection in a shop window and do not immediately look away. You have spent years taking care of everyone else, showing up for everyone else, putting your own reflection last on the list. Now it is time to stop shrinking. And it can genuinely start with something as simple as one honest conversation with your stylist. So go to the mirror, look at your bangs, your jawline, the overall shape framing your face. Then ask yourself one honest question. Does this haircut lift me, or does it weigh me down? Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 6 cuts feels most like you right now, and tell me the style you would never let a stylist talk you into again. I read every single one. Subscribe to Timeless Melanated if you have not already, and hit that notification bell. Next week, we are covering the hair colors that quietly add 10 years and the ones that take them right back off. You will want to be there for that one. Until then, hold your head high, choose your cut with intention, and carry yourself like the timeless, magnificent woman you have always been.